Well, the problem is, first of all, it's the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which suspend the normal laws of rationality.
Okay.
When it comes to politics. In a normal negotiation where you have one mediator, the U.S., and two parties, Israel and the Palestinians, it's hard enough to get a deal. Look at John Kerry after 9 or 10 months. Here you got four parties: Egypt, Israel, the PA, and Hamas.
Palestinian Authority.
Right. Two of them don't talk to each other, Israel and Hamas. Egypt and Hamas are literally at political war with one another. You have at least three mediators: the U.S., Egypt, and probably the Qataris. And one of the mediators, the U.S., doesn't talk to Hamas. So that introduces a degree of complexity. Add to that ongoing violence and a kinetic conflict which produces a new war each day, and publics that are incredibly passionate and constrain their leaders. You really have serious obstacles to the trade-off that I laid out.
That sounds like a nice idea in principle, but you don't think it's going to happen. So what is realistic for Israel to demand and Hamas to demand to get a ceasefire?
I think there are two possible outcomes. One is quiet for quiet, which is the way the others have.
Please stop shooting.
Exactly. That's stand down. I think the train left a station on that a long time ago.
Meaning that it can't happen?
I don't think that's possible.
Okay.
I think you're now into something that I guess we could describe as stability for stability. That is to say, there's an end to the high trajectory weapons fire on the part of Hamas.
Stop shooting rockets.
Exactly. The Israelis then begin to phase in a number of significant economic incentives. You expand fishing rights off the coast. The Qataris pay the salaries, roughly $20 million a month of Hamas, 40,000
the government employees who are being paid.
Exactly, that run Gaza. You begin to liberalize openings of imports and exports. Maybe you bring monitors from the Palestinian Authority in, which I think would make Mahmoud Abbas happy, and probably the Israelis. And you destroy the tunnels and perhaps introduce European monitors to ensure that they're not reopening. If you could get that, you'd be well on your way to calling this a real success.
Aaron David Miller, thanks very much.
It's a pleasure.
Aaron David Miller, former U.S. diplomat, is at the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars, and his book, The End of Greatness: Why America Can't Have and Doesn't Want Another Great President, comes out this fall. It's Morning Edition from NPR News.
At CPRnews.org, you can follow all the news from Colorado Public Radio and NPR. This court ruling on the marriage in Colorado and what could happen next. And a University of Colorado scientist talks about the huge solar storm 2 years ago that he says nearly shut down modern life. It sounds pretty serious, but luckily it was a near miss.